water pollutions are two types. One is surface water, second one is groundwater. Surface water is river. Groundwater, India particularly depends on 60% of groundwater and 40% of river water. Regarding water pollution, what are the main sources are the agricultural runoff. We think that agriculture helps us to make food. But what process we do is, we do two things. We fertilizer, we do pesticides. We have to give the feeding, and whatever insects are there, we have to kill it. And after you are sprinkling the fertilizers, that fertilizer will penetrate into the soil and it merges with the groundwater. How does groundwater form? Due to rainfall only we are depending on groundwater. Example is desert ecosystems. They don't have rainfall, they don't have groundwater. So that is why whatever we are sprinkling in the soil, the same thing will be receiving in groundwater end. What we do, lots and lots of places, we use artificial fertilizers. Natural fertilizer is different. Artificial fertilizers which will be harmful. There are two sources. One is natural source of groundwater pollution. Next one is human made source of groundwater pollution. Does nature creates pollution? Yes. Nature itself pollute the water. Iron and manganese are taken from Bellary district. They purely derive for more than 100 plus years. Not one day, 2 days they are deriving for 100 plus years. Now, if you are taking groundwater from that mineral area, does that groundwater also have the mineral or not? Yes, whatever minerals you have, that groundwater will have the same parameter. If the groundwater is having number of minerals, it might be iron. If iron is more in water, then it gets polluted. It is not used for drinking purpose. So what are they? Iron, manganese, arsenic, fluoride, everything contaminates the water. Now, I am drinking fluoride water. What it will happen? I am naturally taking the water and I am drinking it. What it will happen? If you have high fluoride content, 1.5 milligram per liter. If more than that, you will be having fluoride problem. Sir, what is fluoride problem is, if you are drinking that water, your teeth will get yellowish. Have you seen rural people's teeth will get yellowish? Do you think they are not brushing? They are brushing, but why their teeth is so yellowish? In the sense, their water is polluted. How they are polluted? Fluoride is there. High fluoride water if they drink, whatever you do, teeth enamel will get slowly deteriorated. Now constantly they are drinking that. What will happen? Their bone density will get reduced. Slowly the bone joint problem will come. Even they might be 25 years of age, 35 years of age, the bone joint problem will come. It will pain. Why it is naturally paining? I have not lifted any weight. I have not done any job. But even though my joints are paining, these are the reasons. If you have high mineral content in your water, if you drink that problem will come. In India, for whom the problem is coming, Rajasthan, Andhra Pradesh and Tamil Nadu, these places you have mineral oriented problem. The saline water intrusion, even though if you are nearby sea, that sea water oriented groundwater will be very salty. If you are having river, nearby that if you are putting bore in the sense, the water will not be so salty. But nearby the sea, if you are boring, that groundwater will also be very salty. So this is a natural types of pollution. Now human made. First thing is nitrates, phosphates and pesticides. These three things we use as fertilizers and we sprinkle it in soil. It creates nitrate poison. Blue wavy syndrome. This is one of the reasons. If you drink that water, your skin will become blue, light blue, and toxic reduce. Yes. So there is a difference between effluent and emission. See, we are consuming air, isn't it? After polluting the air, it becomes emission. When you are riding your bike, traffic sergeant is catching you. What certificate he will ask? Emission certificate. What your vehicle is doing? Your vehicle is emitting carbon dioxide. So that he will ask you a certificate, where is your emission certificate? So every vehicle should have emission certificate. So if you consume air, if you pollute, that is called emission. If you consume water, then the polluted water is called effluent. See, you are using for your house, water you are consuming. After you consume, whatever the sewage which is coming from the house is called what? Effluent. Industrial effluent means from the industries they discharge the liquid waste. That liquid waste will be penetrating into the soil. What happens? All the industrial waste have toxic chemicals which will pollute. What are the industrial waste? Is lead, chromium, etc. You know that in waterborne disease and water induced disease, I have discussed this. These are the long term effect you will be having, cancer risk and some bone deficiency you will get. Next thing is domestic and septic tanks. See, in rural areas, 5 or 10% of people, they construct septic tank. 90% of the people, from their house, whatever waste is there, that will be letted out. Sewage disposal. This water consists of bacteria. This bacteria will contaminate the groundwater, and if you consume that bacteria, virus and nitrates due to septic tanks, you have these diseases. Jaundice, virus oriented diseases, waterborne diseases will come. Landfills and solid waste, we are dumping the solid waste at a point. During a rainfall, it will penetrate inside and it will affect the groundwater. Mining activities and oil field leaks. Public waste and industrial waste is mixing with the Rishabodhi river. That is why it is very dark. During your urbanization, leakage of pipes and sewage systems. Due to this, we have mixed chemical and biological contamination. Next thing, impacts of groundwater. Even though we have available water, utilizable water may be very less. So these two colors you can understand. Available water is blue and demand is red color. BBMP people are taking from the river, they are treating and supplying to us. What will happen? The groundwater will be there, it will be polluted. There is a high demand and you cannot supply it. So due to this, impacts of groundwater pollution impacts your health. If fluoride is high in groundwater, what problem will come? Dental problem and skeletal fluorosis. Skeletal is bone. Bone problem will come. If you are having arsenic contamination, the skin license and cancer. What do you mean by skin licenses? The hands and the skin will be having a dark patches. Nitritis, blue baby syndrome I have told. Economic impact will create. Next thing, environmental impact is long-term contamination of aquifers. Imagine you have a sandwich. That sandwich, top part is sand, bottom part is rock. You pour water on that sandwich. What will happen? The water will penetrate in sand and it will stagnate in the rock. Yes or no? Now when you are boring, you will get water. Imagine you are having sand, clay, sand. Now if the water is penetrating, all the water will penetrate inside and go. If you are boring, you will not get water. Why? Because aquifer means it is a rock. If there is rock, then only the groundwater will seep and it stagnates there. If you are putting a bore, automatically the water will come. That is called aquifer. So environmental impact will come. Soil degradation will happen. Social impact is the people will not get water. This is the issue I have taken from Delhi. What are the corrective measures? We can do it. Natural source of pollution. What are they? Is nitrate, fluoride. These things I have told you. How does it affect the water? I have told due to mineral contamination it happens. First method called pump and treat method. How to treat that? What they do is they pump. The government will pump all the water from the ground. They treat and they supply it into a stream water. Now, next thing is bioremediation. In rural places, I told without septic tanks, they let the water outside. What will happen? Bacteria will affect the groundwater. Corrective actions we can do is, in the sense, government will do. Central Pollution Control Board. There is a board particularly for pollution. What are the pollution? It might be land, it might be water, it might be soil, etc. For all the types of pollution, you have Central Pollution Control Board. These people, what they do is, they will create a bioreactor. What do you mean by bioreactor is, they supply bacteria from that water. What does bacteria do? Does bacteria consume organic elements? Yes. See, you collect all your kitchen waste. You put it in a container and close the container. After 1 month or 2 months, will you have that same organic impurities? It will be consumed. It will be converted into gas. Have you heard biogas? Whatever organic products are there, if you dump it, if you close it, it will automatically make into a methane gas. Who creates methane gas? Bacteria. Bioremediation is a microorganism are introduced to reduce the pollution. What kind of pollution? Petroleum hydrocarbon. You are digging oils, no? Russia is giving more oil to us. When you are digging and taking the crude oil, that water will be also consist of crude oil. In those places, how they can do the remedy? They can supply bacteria. What the bacteria will do is, it consumes hydrocarbons. So it automatically consumes and you can take care of the water. Phytoremediation. Willow and poplar. These two trees, if you grow there at a particular place, the soil water contamination will be consumed by the plant itself. So due to that plantation of these trees, they consume all the contaminated groundwater and it evaporates as water vapor. That contaminated water, when it evaporates, it becomes a pure water. These two types of plants will help to absorb and stabilize pollution from shallow groundwater. But understand, this is not deep groundwater. Groundwater also flows. No groundwater. See, if you do rainwater harvesting to your house, will you get the same water? Means no. That groundwater will be seeping. That phenomena is called seepage. It will seep to another place and it will automatically move. Groundwater source, if one place it is polluted, what the government people will do is, they will provide a barrier. They will not construct a barrier like this. So the source, wherever it is polluted, after this the groundwater will not get polluted. So this is very hard to identify. So even though you have a permeable barrier like activated carbon, zero valent ion, it can be installed as a barrier to prevent. In certain place, if there is high fluoride content, you can inject limestone, alum. If you mix it in a ratio, the fluoride, what happens? All the fluoride will be eliminated due to this reaction. By chemical treatment, injecting the agents like lime and oxidants into the contaminated zones will help. Preventive measures. Corrective is, sir, already groundwater is polluted. What corrections we can make? This I have discussed. But what is prevention means? It should not happen in future. What we should do? Proper waste disposal. Treat and dispose domestic and industrial waste. Even though if it is a rural place, you should treat the water, keep septic tank. After treatment only you should let out into the soil. Next thing, control fertilizers and pesticides. Agriculture is also an engineering practice. What they do is, they supply fertilizers in form of capsules. Inside the capsule you have some medicine, but the capsule if you put into water, it will get diluted. The same way the fertilizers will be in capsules. They spread the fertilizer. Automatically the plants consume the first half of fertilizer. When it is over, then only the plant will consume second half of fertilizer. If you are not doing like that, if you are just sprinkling the fertilizer, the plant cannot eat in the same time. Will you eat all the 3 meals in a single time? No, you need some gap. Whenever you spread the fertilizer, it slowly takes. Capsule oriented fertilizers if you provide, after consumption of first fertilizer, then the capsule will be opened. So like that, this is called controlled coated release of fertilizers. Sir, due to agriculture process also, there is some pollution. For that, can you emit completely applying fertilizers and pesticides? No. We have to put fertilizers, but how we have to do? We have to do it in a controlled manner called biofertilizer. Next thing, sanitary protection. The well water, during rainfall, what will happen? All the sewage water, agricultural runoff will get into the well water. The rural people don't have drinkable water. They only depend on what? River. They only depend on well. Do they supply with water? Many of the places, since you are in a city, you are not having this issue. If you go to rural place, the people depend only on wells. During a rainfall, all the water will go into the well. The same well water they will consume. Emitting that, preventive measures, what you should do is sanitary protection. This kind of protection should be done. So the line wells properly seal at the top. Preventive measure is safe landfill design. Can you see a black color here? This is a black color. This is not a road. This black color is a fiber. Bitumen fibers are laid. Above that you have to dump all the waste. They have to dump in a cover. This is a bitumen cover. In the bitumen layer you have to dump. Imagine if you are not laying this layer and if you are dumping, what will happen? The soil gets contaminated, no? So much of toxicity is there in the waste. That toxicity will contaminate the soil, it will contaminate the groundwater. Impermeable membrane. Can you see this? Like this water will not penetrate into the soil. Next thing is zero liquid discharge. And this is one of the example of Bangalore. This map I have taken from Bangalore. 1973, more yellow and green color, but currently you have only red color. What is yellow and green? What is red? You see here. You have forest, you have agriculture. In 1973, Bangalore majorly consists of agriculture and forest. Particular place, center of the city is only blue and red. But in 2022, you see number of red colors are there, no green and yellow colors are there. That means what? Everything is built up with the construction. You don't have a place for forest as well as the trees. What will happen? By this groundwater monitoring and mapping, the groundwater is being reducing in Bangalore. What is the reason? Forest is reduced, that is why the groundwater is also reduced. The Central Water Board is monitoring this. Artificial recharge from rainwater you can do it. If you are building your first house, then you will know who is TPO. Town Planning Officer, he is a person. When you are building the house, you will take the plan and go to that BBMP office. That office has to sign your plan, then only you can construct. The person who is signing the plan is called Town Planning Officer. Whenever you are polluting the river or groundwater, the Town Planning Officer will not give approval. The chemical supply they can do, cement supply they can do, but they cannot manufacture. So the manufacturing place will be having far away from the city. To avoid wastage disposal, industrial things apart from the place. Legal enforcement, there is an act, Water Prevention and Control of Pollution Act, which is being initiated at 1974 to eliminate the water pollution. Now, one case study I will discuss. Groundwater pollution, you are saying this much. Is it really happening? Yes. There is a district called Tiruppur district. They are highly dependent on textile industry. Every district is dependent on one or some of the common type of industry. This is an industry which nearly 58% of groundwater samples are being polluted with nitrate pollution. Nitrate is a mineral. Due to that, the groundwater gets pollution. 45% of shallow aquifers, 45% is being affected. 13% of aquifer, that is deep aquifer, is also being affected. Major sources of waste, they cannot consume it or they cannot use it for their daily household purpose also. This is a report according to 2024. This report, throughout India, all over India, for textile industry is this much of crore they are earning. Only one district has half of the Indians textile manufacturing. They depend on only one district for half of textile manufacturing in 2025 also. The large number of textiles they are doing, that is why can you see the water, the industrial waste, can you see the color of the water? The industrial effluent they discharge is with this color. They are letting this outside the river. All the river is contaminated. They are earning more, but they don't have natural resources. They don't have proper drinking water. That is how it became. They have money, but they don't have natural resources. When contaminated groundwater is used for irrigation, it can cause what? It can cause B, soil and crop contamination with heavy metals. Next one, bioaccumulation due to groundwater pollution refers to accumulation of toxic substance in living organism. Next one, the most difficult aspect of groundwater pollution is detection of pollutions. Next thing is pump and treat method is used for B, removal of pollutants from groundwater. Next thing, the purpose of permeable reactive barrier, remove neutralize contaminants as groundwater passes through. Artificial recharge of groundwater helps to artificial recharge. How does it help? Dilute and reduce contaminant levels. Next one, which of the following is a preventive measure to reduce agricultural chemical contamination of groundwater? B is controlled use of fertilizers and pesticide. Now, next thing is leachate from municipal landfills may contribute to, what do you mean by leachate? Ground water pollution. What do you mean by leachate? I have told you. When the solid wastes are dumped, it has to be dumped above the membrane. There should be a membrane. Above that, the people have to dump. If they are not doing that, soil will get contaminated. Next one. Proper construction and maintenance of septic tank prevents what? I have told in rural place, without septic tank, they are letting the water out. What will happen? Yes, micro contamination of groundwater. Then you have to introduce some bacteria for bioremediation. Which of the law primarily responsible for preventing groundwater is B, Water Prevention Act 1974. Next one, which preventive measure addresses industrial chemical leakage in groundwater? Industrial chemical leachate, proper effluent treatment before discharge, land use planning and zoning helps to prevent groundwater by B, restricting hazardous activity near recharge areas.